Hello everyone. In this guide, I will teach you how to clear the tower floors up to 20. And same as my previous guide, I won't mention stat numbers unless necessary. Without further ado, let's get started. Floor 11 is a very simple floor. All we need to do is hit the Remi, or Gomami when they use their ultimate attacks. Shining and Darkness. It's easy to see them. Both enemies will have aura on them. Make sure to hit them before they do the next attack. Damage restriction on one of them will be removed after that, and it will be removed on the other one after this one dies. I don't know the exact factor, but for some people it's always Gomami first, and for some it's always Remi first, like me here. If you know the factor, then feel free to share it if you would like to. Floor 12 is a combination of Floor 3 and Floor 9. One of the mobs will get the damage mark, which decreases the damage restriction on it. This mark may shift after a few seconds, or it can also stay longer on one of them. Hockey can also cast a shield, which disables the extra damage on them. Below 500k HP, damage restriction on them will be fully removed. Both of them must be killed together, or the remaining one will gain a massive attack buff. Floor 13 is similar to Floor 4, without the annoying stun part. Hit Rabber one time to cause Army to use buff. After that, use any defense down skill on Army to temporarily remove the damage restriction on it. Do this within 10 seconds. Repeat it till Army is dead. Restriction on Rabber will be removed after Army is dead. After that, we can take our sweet time to kill it. In Floor 14, we have a bear who loves to eat fish. And we are the villains here, who will steal it from him. Hit the Gyorumi with Soil skill when it has Soil mark to remove the damage restriction on it. If Gyorumi is not killed, bear will eat it and get an attack buff. Damage restriction on the bear will decrease as his HP is lowered. He will also do Soil AoE when he has 3 Sage marks. He only gains Sage marks after the Gyorumi is dead. And yeah, we all will rot in hell for stealing the fish from the poor bear. And this is how the bear relieves his anger. Floor 15 is the most annoying floor, after the Floor 8. Hit Hagumi 4 times when it has the mark. Otherwise, we will get stunned when Gurumi uses its AoE. Yom can also help with the mark. If done successfully, damage restriction will be removed from both for about 10 seconds. Keep repeating this to either kill Gurumi first or balance them. Also, the mark on Hagumi can be ignored 1 or 2 times if previously done successfully. I recommend focusing on the Gurumi first, because as battle goes on, it will start using the AoE during the Hagumi mark time, which will make it harder to hit Gurumi. When the Gurumi is dead, mark on the Hagumi won't matter anymore, and it will receive an increased damage debuff after each cycle. If Hagumi is killed first, Gurumi will gain a massive attack buff. They must be killed within 10 minutes, or they will gain a massive attack buff. In Floor 16, we need to stagger them 3 times to remove their restriction. Both of them have special guard-like skill. Wormchin needs to be hit when he uses this skill, and Topo needs to be ignored when he uses this skill. So, ignore Topo, and keep hitting Wormchin till their restrictions are removed. Hitting Topo during his guard skill will cause him to use Zodiac skill. After the restrictions are removed, they won't use the guard skill again, and Topo will now freely use Zodiac skill in each cycle. Be careful with that. They must be killed together, or the remaining one will gain a massive attack buff. If you are struggling with Libra, add more wind defense. Floor 17 is pretty simple, but it can actually become a hell. Both of them add water marks to each other. When they have 5 water marks, they will gain a soil mark. Use soil skill on them during that to remove the damage restriction. Hitting them with soil skills at the wrong time can remove a water mark, which will delay the soil mark. Also, be careful with removing the water mark from the treant. There is a high chance that soil mark will never appear again during the whole run. So, it is better to hit only the fairy till restriction on both of them is removed. After that, both of them can be killed in any order. In floor 18, both of the enemies will gain an invincibility mark. Use 3 AoE skills to quickly remove the mark from them in each cycle. This mark must be removed fast, or the rabber will kill us. Damage to them will be 0 when they have the mark. Yom can also help with the mark. Their damage restriction will be fully removed after 2 cycles. It is better to kill the weasel first, as he is the one who adds the mark. Rabber will be harmless after the weasel is dead. Floor 19 is another annoying floor. The general will gain an attack buff in each cycle. At the end of that buff, he will either use soil or wind single attack. Wind attack will stun us. After the single attack, he may use a defense down or cooldown debuff on us. This is why he is annoying. He may also use Calamity, which is a soil AoE. This skill does very high damage. His damage restriction will be fully removed eventually. Kill him fast when that happens. Also, it is fine to attack him during the attack buff. I did not notice anything special. If you noticed anything, feel free to share. Meanwhile, attacking the crocodile will actually get us debuff or poison. Crocodile will be harmless after the general is dead. In floor 20, we play with the balls. Boss will gain immunity and summon 1 more ball at a time. Red ball spawns first. This one should be killed before it does its fire attack second time. Otherwise, the mark on the boss will not be removed. And boss will also do increased damage after that. Blue ball spawns after the red one. This ball must be killed when it has damage reduction mark. Otherwise, the damage reduction on the boss will not be removed. This ball also use water AoE. We can take as much time as we want for this ball. Unlike the red ball, just make sure to kill when it has damage reduction. Green ball is the last one. It gains wind mark after each damage reduction ends. But if we hit the green ball during the damage reduction, it will not gain a wind mark. Be careful with that. This ball should be killed when it has 3 wind marks. Otherwise, the damage restriction on boss will not be fully removed. Green ball uses wind AoE. So, be sure to put some wind defense if you don't want to die suddenly. After all the balls are dead, if the mechanics were followed correctly, boss will be left defenseless. It also starts using Arch Flare, which is a single target multi-hit skill. It does high damage, that's why high fire defense is needed. Kill it as soon as possible to clear the floor. If you have questions, feel free to ask in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. See you next time.